Hi, this is János, it is Real World Audio, and I have an announcement today, and let's start it up with a drum roll. This was the real drum, in case you are wondering. It's a gorgeous, beautiful drum, and it was made by the same person who made the darbuka for the drummer who drummed for Led Zeppelin. So yeah, it's like the baby brother drum of that drum. And in case if you are wondering, János, is this your drum? No, this is Nelly's drum. This is Mrs. Real World Audio's drum. And if you are wondering, this is my drum. It's a... You see, they sound quite different. And this is more of a traditional dumbek or darbuka with a clay body and real skin, and this is the performance drum. And the difference between the two is basically they have very different sound. So this has here in my room, in this living room, a much sharper sound, and the clay drum has a much fuller, much richer sound. So if you are playing them in a small room, in a small space, the clay drum is much better. And nowadays, well, I bought it like almost 20 years ago. I think at that time it was around $300-400, but today it would cost about $1,200 or even more, somewhere around that. So you can hear that the skin is just so much more shaded, and then it sounds much fuller than the other. I am not sure what the camera is picking up. I'm using the camera's internal mics and not the lapel microphone. This would be completely unsuitable for any drum pickup. But however, why is the other one called a performance drum? Because when you go into a large venue, a big space, there the roles reverse. And this little drum, a drummer friend just called this drum like a couple of weeks ago my dinky little drum, because when we are at a big stage, then it sounds really puny and really does not have a tone, and its sound doesn't carry, and it sounds like really flat, kind of like this, like muffled really badly. And this one at a big venue, it doesn't sound, here now it sounds so sharp I almost went deaf because of these notes. I'm not sure what the microphone is picking up, what the level meter is showing, shows like much less than what I experienced in real sound. So I don't think the camera is capable at all of picking up the sound. But in real life, in a large venue, then the propagation of the sound is very different, and there it doesn't sound sharp at all. It sounds like really rich and really full-bodied, much like this drum sounds in my home. So the other drum sounds at a large venue, like this drum sounds in my home. And why was I showing this to you? And that's because how these drums sound very different depending on the room acoustics, on the venue acoustics. The exact same is true for loudspeakers. So depending on your room, you can have very different loudspeakers. Loudspeaker that feels comfortable in one room will be not good at all for a very different room. And that's why you just have to build up your experience base and figure out which is the loudspeaker that will work the best for your room. And I thought that like a music instrument demonstration would be a a really good analogy of what happens with your loudspeakers, because loudspeakers are music instrument just as much as a drum is a music instrument, or your vocals are your instrument when you are singing. So what else I want to show you? Number one thing, I can't really show it, but I'm just looking at the screen, and this is how I show it. You won't believe it, I have two screens, two monitors hooked up to my computer, and this is what I needed to make live streams, and that was the drum roll for, is to announce that we are going to have our first live stream in a long while, and it's coming up very soon, and I'm going to show when and I'm going to show you the link to the live stream. I already prepared a link for it, and you can join up there, and where just you can bookmark it, and then you can see, and then you can see also in your own time zone what will be the day and what will be the time, whether you can make it or not. And if you cannot, then just maybe like give me a couple alternatives for October, which days or times when you could make it, and I'll have a little bit more flexibility throughout this month, and then next week and the week after and the week after I will make a live stream each week of October, so we'll have opportunity to catch up with a lot of things. And so that is all. How is it happening? So I just my cable that I'm hooking up to the screen, it just arrived, and I got it from your Buy Me a Coffee support, and thank you so much for all of you who are supporting the channel, who have supported so extremely generously, and you are making it possible that I can finally get back to doing these live streams. And it's not just the camera where I'm hooking up the monitor to the computer, the second monitor, but also the camera itself is hooked up through an HDMI cable that I got from your support to an HDMI to USB adapter that converts the signal to USB, and then it goes to the computer. And now you can see me because I'm talking through the camera, which is right in front of me, and this has been all thanks to your phenomenal, fantastic support. And now let's see that link, and let me just share you my other screen, and look, maybe a second drum roll, maybe not, and let's just see the magic happen now. And what's happening? So when I was going to set up my my screen here and show my homepage, YouTube is always recommending videos, and most of the time it's just utter garbage and nonsense and waste of human space. And YouTube is recommending them because they are getting like tens of millions of hits, and then somehow YouTube thinks that you would be interested in like FBI covering up alien abductions and total utter nonsense like that. And sadly, people are really interested in that kind of stuff, but it's kind of like a testament to the weaknesses of our generations, and that we are just failing miserably on so many fronts, and one of them is just internet browsing and the stuff we watch on internet and the stuff we put out on internet. So I also think of it as a criticism for myself to try to improve my standards, and hopefully this little piece of my video is really going to help with that. And this video, I show it because it has really restored my faith in the young generation, who I see just so many bad examples, just kids hooked up to their cell phones, playing games, and just totally not being there. Nowadays, when you talk to a kid, They are not even there. They are just their cell phones, and no. I had a really critical experience a few years ago when one of my coworkers brought in her young baby, and the baby was 6 months old, six months. And then they passed around the baby. Oh, baby, you're so cute. I mean, baby was happy. Blah, blah, blah. And then her mom left. And then baby, after a point, it was totally fine. And then when mommy came back to the room, and she saw mommy and started crying like, and then, oh, she wants mommy, wants to go back to mommy. But mommy was texting on her phone, wasn't even looking at the baby. And they, and they brought the child really close to the mom. And guess what? The 6-month-old baby, the infant, grabbed the cell phone and started pushing it, the screen. And then, with that smile on the face of the baby. I was just so dumbstruck. Like, what's happening here? And then, mom, who cares about mommy? I have the cell phone. And kind of like the whole young, like 6 month to teenage generation is kind of like wasted away on those gadgets and gizmos, and it looks like that's their life, and they stop being social and stop having dreams and ideas and goals in life, and it just have been a pretty sad experience that correlates with all the crap that we just have on the media online. And now I see this girl, I don't know, maybe she's like 12-year-old, looks like about that age, and look at the video title, crazy. I fixed the Commodore 64 using a $10 oscilloscope. And then I just had to watch it. Just like, what? Is this serious? And when you look at it, it's even more brutal than it sounds, because she actually builds the oscilloscope and then she troubleshoots a non-working Commodore 64 and restores it. This is just absolutely just what's going on? Like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old does this, build an oscilloscope. So guys, girls, this is just, there's no excuse whatsoever why we cannot build a speaker or toy around with a crossover or build an amplifier from a kit. Look at that. She built her oscilloscope and troubleshooted a computer. Then you can build a kit amp with it's just like there's no excuse. So watch this video and look at that. Now it brings up another young girl is like who hooks up her Commodore 64 to the internet nowadays, and also like a young lady computer tricks. So guys, there's like a whole side to the internet of the young generation, just being really inspirational, and I think now it is time to go to my channel, which will be kind of like a down point. Okay, well, whatever. So let's go to my videos and let's click on live. So these are my live streams, and look at that live audio club with János. And what? 2 likes? I just created it like before I started making this video. That's incredible. So it means that it's already visible and it's out there. Let's click on it. Let's click on the video link. There it is. 2 likes. That's incredible. And look at that. It already has the chat in there. Oh, Nick. Hi, Nick. That's fantastic. So and then the chat already is live and working. I just can't believe it. This is really a huge success for me, that I could set it up so soon, so well. We'll see how well on the weekend. And there you see, there's the timing scheduled for October 7, 2023. and more. Does it show? Yeah, there it is. October 7 at 7:40 a.m. But this is my time. And when you click on the link, I will put the link to this video's end, then it will show what time and what day is it in your time zone. It might be even a different day in your time zone because, you know, the whole planet is just such different time zone, and it might fall on a different day for you than it falls on for me. So this is my big announcement, and let's just tune in for this live session. My previous live sessions were usually like an hour and a half, 2 hour long, and thanks to your amazing Buy Me a Coffee support, I have also did something really phenomenal to the camera, that I got a special battery adapter that converts USB power to 8 volts to run the camera. So I can run the camera unlimited, and in previously after a while the camera just cut out and shut down. So I couldn't really, that was a challenge for the live sessions, but not anymore. And the camera can just go on and be a webcam for as long as I need it, and it can go as long as we want to go. So thank you for your amazing generous support that I have received so far, both not just through Buy Me a Coffee, but also through the comments and the views, and I was just amazed this week. I was thinking, oh, I got like 20 likes on my latest video so far when I was watching. I was wondering, when is the time coming when I will have like 100 likes? This is like wow, and then I watched, and I have over 10 videos already that had more than 100 likes. What's happening? So thank you for your incredible, phenomenal support. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see live at the time that it shows up for you when you click on the link. Have a wonderful, astonishing day. You hear Kintaro meowing. He's asking for me. I think he wants his treats, and Gerald has got him amazing treats, and he's going to get those treats. And yeah, he's sitting there. He wants those treats. So it's time for Kintaro. Bye bye. Checking out.